Welcome to Level 4 of Simplifying Rationals homework. Level 4 consists of factors and GCFs. There are two parts. The first part focuses more on the GCFs and a little bit of the factors, and then part 2 really hones in more on the factoring piece. Both are prevalent in both parts. And we'll go ahead and get started with this first one. So I want to simplify this entire rational expression by breaking it up kind of into two parts. Well, we already have, but again, my numerator as one part and my denominator as the second part. Then we can put the two pieces back together and look at it as a whole. So my numerator, 4x cubed plus 24x squared. If I look at this alone, I can see hopefully a little bit better that I have some GCFs going on here, and I need to factor it as much as possible. That's always what we want to do with rational expressions. So between 4 and 24, the GCF is 4. Between our variables, x cubed and x squared, the most we can take from both is x squared. So 4x squared, and I would be left with, when I divide, x plus 6. So I can kind of put this back up here, 4x squared, x plus 6. Part 2, I'll change up the color so we can hopefully see it a little bit better. X cubed plus 14x squared plus 48x. The first thing I notice is that all three of those have an x in them. Coefficients wise, we don't have any numbers in common, but I can pull out an x plus 48. And now I have a quadratic as one of my factors, and my immediate thought should always be factor, factor, factor. So we could do the x method. A times c, so 1 times 48 is 48 and 14. Two numbers that multiply to give me 48 and add to 14 would be 8 and 6. We could do the grouping step from there, but we should be getting better with these. So we should know that we can go straight to x, the original GCF, and now we would have x plus 8 and x plus 6. X plus 8 and x plus 6. All right. Now this should look more like level 3, where we already had in factored form. That's why I wanted to do this. Now that we have it all in pieces, we can see a little bit better what's going to cancel out and what is not. So the first piece is 4x squared over x. Our coefficients, there's nothing to reduce there, but the x squared and the x can reduce out. I can take 1 away in the denominator and 1 away in my numerator. The other thing that we can see is this x plus 6 over x plus 6. Those can reduce and divide out. And then our lonely x plus 8 will just be left in the denominator, as he didn't have anybody else he could cancel with. So our full solution would be 4 x, because we still had it in our numerator, over x plus 8. Now, you don't have to keep the parentheses around that x plus 8. You can. It doesn't make too big of a difference. But that is our final solution.